industry, they say, correct, go fast, right? This is discipline, this, that, everything. No, I don't want them. I don't want any of my student to be rabbit. I want turtles. We don't want to jump. We want consistency. Bus. You know, the most dangerous person is who is consistent, because no one can beat that person. I'll tell you my example. Say I studied in more than 16 schools across India. My father was in bank. Transfers were very frequent, right? So being studied in so many mediums, English, Hindi, Gujarati, right? Even other mediums also. Now, when I got admission in Vishwa Medical College, right, it is one of the most reputed college. Now, over there was a air, right? Okay, we are like bold rankers, ठीक है ना? Right? And then coming from Xavier's, so that air in the mind, हम दिमाग में हवा कि भाई अपने तो will be able to complete the things very easily. Those which were not from English medium, right? So we thought that they won't be able to compete with us. At the end of first semester, those who were into English medium, right? I mean, I'll talk about me. My performance was poor, and those who were from other mediums, their performance was very good. Now, this was the Brahmagyan, that when you try to be that, yes, I am the rabbit, I'll cover up the things fast. No, that story is true for medical. That story is true for medical. So those who have got that air that, okay, my IQ, my intelligence is very high, right? Man, forget about it. Put all your ego, everything, put that thing in dustbin, right? You have to be a consistent player, right? Consistent player. And when we say consistent, right, the example would be, as I said, that medical is a marathon and it is not a sprint. I have got more than 118 medals. One of the recent race, which was of 108 kilometers, right? Overnight, we were supposed to run. Now, in marathon, you eat as much as you want, right? Previous day, you eat, you make your stomach full. Whatever you do, you eat pasta, you eat pizza, because you have to take high amount of carbohydrates. Take it. Nothing would work. As the race would start, yes, you'll be very fresh, you'll be going very fast, but by the time you'll hit the 32 kilometers, all the carbs reserves, right, they will be exhausted. Everything will be gone. So it is like those last 10 kilometers, that is where you are fighting. That's where you are running. And that is where you are running from your mind and not from your muscles. Medical is exactly like that. You cannot force yourself that, yes, I'll be able to run at a very high speed. I'll be able to cover these topics. No, it takes time to digest the concept. That is the reason that everything would be drawn. Even when we'll be studying the brain, the rest, I'll say that okay, this is cerebrum, cerebellum, this is the midbrain, this is how there would be lots and lots of images, right? But we'll be drawing on those images sometimes. Many times I'll say, okay, chalo dost, you also draw. So I'll say, chalo, this is like C5, C6, C7, right? So do it with me. So the thing is, more and more you write with your fingertips. When you write, that you'll be able to understand. And all those notes, or all these PDFs, right? Not that we are just discussing the thing, but when we'll be discussing any of the subject, right? All these PDFs, they will be immediately given to you after completion of the topic. So the point is that these PDFs, because they will be handwritten, right, it will make sense only when you are attentive. Otherwise, it would happen, what was this, right? You will be having question that what was discussed, right? So that's the thing. That's why the proper attention is very much needed. So let's summarize some things, that what are my expectations from you, and what are your expectations? That also I would like to really see it in the chat box, that what do you want? What is in your mind? Right? First, I'll say what are my expectations. Only three. Only three, right? Not much. Right? Say we'll be meeting on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The timings are 10:30 a.m. When I say 10:30, right, it is not 10:31. No, it is not 10:31. On the dot, 10:30, right, we'll start. I watch lots of movies, right? There was one movie from Sean Connery. And in that movie, he said that if I'm late, consider me dead. So over here, when we say 10:30, yes, you have to be very right. You're right, Aditi. Right? So we have to be very punctual. Now, what happens is, see the difference. Let's say that's Thursday and the time is 10:31. There are 195 people waiting and we start at, let's say, 10:32. You know how much wastage? This is like almost 400 minutes wasted. 400 minutes. 400 minutes. That's what? That's more than almost 7 hours, right? 6.5 hours. 6.5 active hours wasted, because everyone's time, that is so crucial. You spend any amount of time and you say, chalo, let's rewind back to 1 minute. Impossible. Impossible. So that's the reason that every day, whenever we'll be meeting, when we set the time, it has to be sharp 10:30, right? In case if there is any change, you'll be informed well in advance. But yes, I respect your time. You respect everyone's time, right? So that's right, Vedant, right? So one would be, first thing would be that all of us will commit that we'll be very punctual. You know, this is like conditioning of the brain. Once your brain is conditioned for one class, you'll be punctual for your every class, for your every work. Okay, so this is the first thing. There is one email address. This email address, time is money, money is time. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because say when you go to many of the lawyers or right in some of the meetings, so they start the clock and then person is charged as per the time utilized. Every minute counts. And so you're right. That's very right. Note this email address. This is specifically designed only for you. It is like its name itself, the mail itself will tell you that what is the meaning of it. It is TILL, till you are mbbs@gmail.com. Now this is the email address where more than 12,000 students, they are in touch with me. So it happens that when you send a mail, yes, right, I spend almost 1 hour every day to reply. Yes, that is still you are mbbs@gmail.com. That's right. So I reply to each and every person. Now it happens sometimes that when the load is more, then it might take 1 day or it might take at the most 2 days, not more than 2 days, but I definitely reply. The purpose of this email is, it is not so that yes, you ask about that what is the now supply of let's say stomach, or no, all those things, so we'll be discussing. But you know, during this long journey, many times you are having so many problems, so many confusions. The purpose of all these lectures, otherwise, so we could have straight away put in a recording of all the topics and then you start watching those topics one by one. Enough, right? That's enough. Even by same name, right? Say my YouTube channel is there and I have put all the videos. Say for example, anatomy. So we are conducting such programs since last 2 years. So we have put all the videos. on anatomy, that is head and neck, abdomen, thorax, upper limb, lower limb, brain, everything is there. So you can just go through those videos, right? So that would be sufficient. Over here, we'll be teaching, say, physiology, right? We could have given you the recording, but when I say that over here in the chat, when you talk, when you discuss, when you write your problems or you write your queries, but sometimes it happens like you wish to feel like, chalo, let me write a mail. And yes, people, they do write. It is absolutely like a communication between you and me. I can understand that. Name of the YouTube channel is same, Dr. Bankim, Jani. It is the same name, right? Same name. Okay. From now, is there need of books? Yeah, books would be needed. Sally, regarding, say, over here we'll be discussing everything, right? But at times I'll tell you some things from not from the teacher's perspective, but from the student's perspective. See, for anatomy, right, there is one book, Gray's Anatomy. Seriously, you know why we used to buy that books? Because, say, it was just to impress the girls, right? This much thick book, and then you are just holding it like that, right? The only thing what really happened is, seriously, matlab biceps ban gaye. It is, and there was a big ground, right? Hostels were over here, and here was the Vishwa Medical College. So this much thick book, when you are lifting and you are crossing, right? And then people say, "Ha, yaar, he is intelligent," right? Matlab reading Gray's Anatomy. Now, truly speaking, say, if anyone is boasting that मैंने Gray's Anatomy पढ़ी है, right? See, Gray's Anatomy is like Bhagavad Gita. मतलब you will need so much of time, and you don't have to study just one subject. There are other subjects, so it is practically impossible. Why these trainings are needed? Means during the course of MBBS, and then went into the post graduation, and then you come across, it is necessary to read certain topics. So then you go to library, you open the book, you open Gray's Anatomy, you come across those smaller details. That is something which is needed when you come into the practice, or when you are going for post graduation. For first MBBS, what is needed is foundation. Your foundation should be rock solid, right? So that's the reason that I always say, yes, wo book. And actually, there were so many beautiful girls in our batch. So it was, matlab ho jata tha. I think you can understand me, right? So though it is getting recorded and I'm telling you all these things. Which book should we buy right now? Don't worry, I'll let you know, right? Name of the book, Gray's Anatomy. But you want to impress someone? Oh, Vedant, don't impress, yeah. Now females are very smart. They don't get impressed by if someone is having that big book, right? So don't worry. We'll talk about all the books. Right? E-books. This is a very good question. Should you buy books, physical books, or the e-books? I would suggest, if you are comfortable with e-books, then there is nothing like that. Nothing like that. There are so many ebooks and fantastic ebooks. But when you go for the physical book, it will cost bomb. It will cost you so much. Yes, Vijay Medical College, Ahmedabad. Yes. So, right. So the ebooks, yes, they are fantastic. Regarding say this question. See, this is good. Now you are asking good questions. I'm not against Ayurved, right? I'm not against Ayurveda. I'm not against homeopathy, this, that, all. But trust me, the MBBS thing is MBBS thing. I would suggest that, see, don't go for any of the variation, like, say, what you said, you are asking for, say, BAMS, etc. Right? Say, that is definitely a good science, but open your eyes, look at the level of progress which is happening into the medical science. because the way sometimes people say that, say our own mother tongue is good, right? English necessary? I definitely say yes, our mother tongue is the best, but English is like an international language, right? International language. So time to time, I'll even insist that sometimes it happens like, say, we find it very difficult to speak in front of the stage or in front of the audience, right? We find it difficult. Yes, it is very much necessary that being a doctor, you should be able to convey yourself very properly, because you'll be dealing with the patients for whole of your life. So that's why I would also tell you that yes, you read this book, right? You read this particular book. Say, for example, Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. One of the fantastic book, because the power of observation, what it is, that has been explained in such a beautiful way into that. So that's why I'll not tell you just you read these textbooks. I'll also tell you that okay, you read these storybooks, right? 4 pages a day, more than enough. Just more than enough. 4 pages a day. There are 54 short stories and 5 long stories. Hound of Baskerville is one of the. It is so scary. You'll feel like that. Why they are not making movies on this? That's such fantastic books, right? Okay, so many interesting questions they are coming up. So yes, I would definitely say. See, the thing is, once you complete your MBBS, right? So it is the entry. It is the entry, and then because by the time you'll do your MBBS, right, there are 19 subjects. 19 subjects. Now there are about 17, 18 questions they are there, right? I'll quickly answer all of them. The first question, which was, will you be teaching us till we complete our MBBS? Definitely yes, because that's the intention behind it. But what really happens is, sometimes, say, I'll be as if you are studying in BJ Medical College. Now, in BJ Medical College, I still say thanks to my sir, because he has, मतलब पीठ पे जोर से मार के इतना नहीं आता, you don't know this thing, right? But then it used to hit our mind, no, this is important, right? He was like a major in army. So then that gave us the impression that yes, these concepts are difficult. Now over here, well, say, I cannot hit you directly, but definitely I can scold you. Right. So it is like, if you don't answer correctly, irrespective of how many people are here, I can say point blank. Right. So the point is, just a minute, what happened? What happened? Okay, now it's fine. So it is needed. But the idea is that the foundation should be strong. Foundation should be strong. So this is the reason why we are here. So whatever we'll discuss, whatever we'll talk about, right? If your foundation is strong, so by the end of 19 subjects, you'll be clear that what I really like, right? How many minutes will one lecture be? Usually it is like, we don't set any upper limit, right? My intention is always like to complete the topic. So sometimes that lecture rolls on to say 1 hour 30 minute, 145 minute, but the idea is to complete the topic which we have decided on that day. So that would be like an agenda, right? Yeah, BC Medical College is one of the best colleges of India, no doubt about it. Acha. Yes. So will I be teaching all the 19 subjects? That's the intention behind it is. But then after some time, if you start feeling the pressure that so much is to be studied, yes, I do conduct exam till your interest is maintained. Till your interest is maintained. Don't try to go for the shortcuts, because yes, at times, not say blaming the seniors, but I've seen this thing, right? More than 15,000 students they have learned, 15,000 medical and over 10,000 engineering students. They have learned cybersecurity, networking, etc. And these are the 15,000 medical students. This is like one experience that after any of the student he comes under the influence of senior na, they say कि अरे पागल है अभी से पढ़ रहा है, right? You have got 6 years, अभी तो 5.5 साल है, इतना टाइम है, अभी से क्या पढ़ रहा है पागल, right? Don't do. I say that that is the worst of the worst advice. Now nowadays, right, you have got so much of attraction, right? All those movies and this and that and media. Let me ask you one question. Do remember this first part, right? Punctual. Second point now coming up. How many of you, I would say, not use the word waste, but how many of you spend 2 hours a day on social media? All of these, right? All the social medias where you feel like, yes, this time can be avoided. We are in hundreds, right? Say it requires guts to say, ke, I do, no, right? So 2 hours a day. Now, if it is 2 hours a day, many times I would just say that all you need to do is give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes a day. I'll teach you that method by which you will be able to remember, will be able to learn the things when you are asleep. Yes, that is what is called as sleep learning. These are some of the things which will take you much higher than anyone else, right? So teaching you all the 19 subjects, that's the wish. If you say yes, yes, we'll continue, right? But if as the audience drops, if they feel like, no, there is no need to study in so much of detail, these are the 50 important questions or 100 important questions, and we just do this much, pass ho jayenge, bas. That's where the shortcut, when the shortcut comes, then I'm not there, right? Truly, I'm not there, right? If you, I'm not boasting, but if you'll see one of the lecture that is on coronary angiography, right? Coronary angiography. Now, coronary angiography is what? It is like a speciality, right? It is like a speciality, the angiography of heart, right? Yeah, sure. Definitely, I'll talk about that USMLE and everything. Yes, definitely. So, in coronary angiography, when I was teaching, right, there were comments also. Yes, heart angiography. There were comments that these are the first year students, first year and first semester, right? They are too junior to understand this coronary angiography. And in that video, if you'll see, after 1 hour, 10 minutes, I started showing them the angiography and they were diagnosing it. That yes, this is where there is block in the, say, circumflex, or this is the block in the left anterior descending, this is the block in the right anterior. They were able to decipher. Not only that, they were able to tell that yes, which chamber is affected. First year, like you, absolutely fresh, right? So it is like when we say that knowledge na kisi ke baap ki jagir nahi hai. I teach radiology because the moment you take admission in medical, you are doctors. You are doctors for your parents, for your relatives. You are doctors, right? आपको X-ray देंगे, अरे देख बताओ ना कि is everything okay, and then you are sweating कि यार इसके अंदर है क्या? So why not to learn that thing right from the beginning? So those basic fundamental things, right, which you'll be encountering, which you'll be watching around you. So this is what is needed. So at times, even when I'm teaching you any of the subjects, so for example, we'll be starting with physiology. The beauty that is how the entire body works. We'll not be going chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, right? No, we'll be learning it in such a way that, do you know cell? If you say yes, so then we'll be starting from that point. And we'll be talking exactly like that in cell, it is this mitochondria. So mitochondria is like a powerhouse, right? Endoplasmic reticulum is like a kitchen, right? So that's how we'll keep on building up, right? We'll keep on building up the entire concept. So the day you'll be learning, you'll be watching the ECG, right? So you will say, this makes complete sense, right? Because this is where you will watch. Yes, this is where the atria, this is where the ventricles are contracting, and you'll be able to understand. Say, you all are like my kids, because about 4 years back, I want to share that thing with you. The worst thing happened in my life, and that was my 21-year-old son, who was India's best drone pilot. He passed away. He passed away. Right? He was my only kid. So, well, life goes on. Right? So that's why I always say that the email address which I gave you, students, they even write that my boyfriend is telling me this or my girlfriend is telling this, and I reply to that also. So it is, yeah. So it is like, it is life, right? That's your target, to become the best doctor in the world, right? MBBS is not the, it is just first step. Then you'll be doing post graduation. Then you will be doing excellence into any of the field, right? And then at that stage, right, what my wish would be, because we don't know that how long the life is, right? But it is at that point, whether I am there or not. But it would be like, always remember that I would say that when you reach to a level, teach others, share that knowledge, right? That's how things really go. So yes, I haven't started my hospital, right? After I did my MBBS, then I did my DMRE, Diploma in Medical Radioelectrology, then MD Radiology, then super specialization in MRI spine, and then currently I'm working on artificial intelligence, and I'm helping cybersecurity division of India, and then acquired 21 international degrees in IT, and worked with Steve Jobs when I was in US. So say, students, they are across 29 countries, but now it's like, never started my own hospital, right? Helped our defense systems. But this would be my demand, that when you reach to that level, when you feel like that, yes, now the life is settled, do take some time to teach others, right? Because that's how things would go. Because see, this ECG, I'll be sharing so many secrets with you, that ECG is something in which, say, many of the doctors, right, when they see, but then they'll say, okay, what is written in the report? They'll straight away read the report. Because reading ECG, it is a very systematic thing, very systematic. It is like you have to think like a computer, right? Is this much? Is this distance this much? If yes, no. If yes, so then it could be this. So that way, when you think, then within seconds you'll be coming to the conclusion, right? As I'm working in artificial intelligence, so I'll be sharing so many things with you. The setup which we shall be working, right? This is the setup. I'll show you. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there are 16 screens over here, right? I'm into the, I got two big telescopes, right? The professional telescopes. I'm into astrophotography. Plus, I was with National Geographic for the wildlife photography. Been to Masai Mara. Masai Mara is in Africa, right? And we have made one very good film. All right, I'll share some of the photographs also, where the cheetah is running at the speed of 110 kilometers per hour and chasing a Thompson gazelle, and our Nissan Sports, right, our SUV, we were running and we were shooting that thing, right? So that entire thing. Plus, I was part of the Bollywood, right? I used to do DNLA, digital non-linear editing. So two films, like one was the Koila and second was the Chachi 420, right? So those were the films in which my contribution was there. But after that, I found it too glamorous. So I thought, nahi, nahi, chalo. Let's go back to our technical part. And we created one animated film and that was incisional burns. Incisional burns, that is for the ophthalmology, right? That is when the cataract is done. So then when the phacoprobe, it moves. So when it moves, so it leads to friction, and that friction leads to burning. That is the scar. So when the patient really watches the whole thing, if this is his vision, so this side of the vision is a bit blurred, right? So how can that thing be avoided? And we created a film on that using the goat's eyeball. And by God's grace, we got International Best Presentation Award in Los Angeles. So when I'll be discussing any of the topic, it would be like a combination of all these things, right? So 19 subjects. It, it, I took some time to answer this question, but because it was so many questions, they were answered during this journey, right? So this was, yes, that's the wish. Regarding the heart process, it is the coronary angiography. Coronary angiography, that is, this is the heart, right? So these are the blood vessels which are supplying to the heart. And when you inject the dye, and then when that dye, as it passes through these arteries, and then the image is generated, from that image, you come to know that whether any part of the artery that is blocked, if it is blocked, so yes, this part of the heart, that would be compromised, and that is something what leads to heart attack, right? What is called as the myocardial. Myo means muscle, cardial means heart, and infarction, CTI, infarction means lack of blood supply, and because of that, heart is dying. So when that pain comes, that pain is nothing but it is cry of the heart, right? It is cry of the heart. So which artery, which, and it is affecting which muscle, that's how. Angina is, Pratiksha, is the beginning, right? When heart is not damaged, but yes, if you are not taking advice to that patient that you do take care, and if he is still not taking care of it, so then that can lead to heart attack. So angina is like warning that yes, there is a problem, and myocardial infarction when the damage occurs. Yes, that thing would definitely happen, that never stop learning, right? Okay, now the second point regarding the books. Yes, I'll be telling you which books to buy. Say, for example, you only said that BD Chaurasia. True, right? BD Chaurasia, if people say, na, right, this is like they say, Are, Indian author, right? Indian author, itni simple book, right? Isse kaise pass? If you know BD Chaurasia properly, na boss, no one in the world can challenge you in anatomy. But in some of the, say, this is like a very simple book with a basic diagram. This is where my responsibility would come. That in some of the topics, it is very confusing. So then it would be my responsibility to make it simplify, right? So that's why I would always say, yes, for the basics, BD Chaurasia, never a problem. Do we need to buy the books now? At this point of time, I would not say that you buy any books, right? Don't worry about the books. I'll let you know that when to buy the books. Huh. Say, we'll be starting with physiology, right? Before that, I'll be teaching you some very interesting thing, right? When we'll be starting physiology? So, Bhumi, at that point, I'll say, yes, now within 1 week, you buy the book. And in that, I'll tell you also that you go to this chapter number 2, and in chapter number 18 to 21 pages, but that's it, 3 pages, you read it properly, right? So, I'll tell you very specific things. Means it would never be. And another our principle would be that when we are discussing any of the topic, it would never occur, right? For till we complete all the subjects of the MBBS, it would never ever occur. This topic we'll discuss it later. Nothing is later. Nothing. Right now, right? It would be right now. And if I'm telling you, infarction, INFARCTION, and you ask me that what is infarction, and if I tell you no, we'll discuss it later, what's the point? Was I trying to impress you? It has to be solved immediately, because our brain works in such a way that if there is anything said now, that we'll discuss later. So then brain will keep on thinking, "Okay, when will it happen?" Right? So that's why even when we said myocardial infarction, so myo is muscle, cardial is heart, infarction is when blood is not reaching to the muscles of the heart. So that's it, right? Okay, okay. How many notebooks should we make? Notebooks means for the notes. Yes, I'll some of the answers I'll answer very fast. Will I be conducting test? Definitely. Every 2 weeks, we'll be conducting the test. Notebooks should you make? There would be only, right, just as for physiology, so you'll be making one notebook. I'll tell you what to write, how much to write. Yes, for the anatomy, YouTube videos, they are there, right, in on my channel. Entire entire body, every muscle, every artery, every nerve is dissected, and they are like real dissections, so you'll be able to identify, and then it is merged with the hand drawn images, right? And all the PDFs whatsoever is discussed into that, they are downloadable. So by the end of the lecture, right, you will be able to download. There are Google cloud links, so you click on that and you'll be able to download all of them, right? There is no, it is all free, all free. There is no charge, no charge associated with. Regarding the exam, yes, just hang on for a minute. Heart attack and heart failure. Well, that is like heart attack. Attack is when the heart itself is failing, right? It is basically myocardial infarction. That is a medical word which covers everything, right? Heart blocks, they are different thing, right? Type 1, type 2, type 3, there are blocks. Never stop learning, that I would always say. Are you settled in India? Yes, Aditi, I am in India, but yes, I do travel a lot. Thanks, Vedant. Thank you, thank you. That's the best thing what you said, we will never let you down. That is simply awesome. That's what I always feel. Sayali, regarding this BD Choresa, will it be sufficient? Actually not, right? Actually not. Regarding, so let me take you to the discussion of USMLE, PLAB, and the next exam, right? National Exit Test. So I've just written it, and fatafat, I'll just scroll through. Number of hours to study. Okay, you have written 2 hours, but Samriddhi, I'll say that I'll answer to that. Just let, so nothing is left out. 19 subjects, best MBBS college. Don't worry, if all colleges are good. Okay, chalo. So many of the questions then they are getting repeated. Right? Yes, you can join Indian Army as medical officer. From Russia, it would be, then you have to, it is bit difficult. It is bit difficult. Plus the fitness things and so many criteria are there, right? But we'll surely talk about it. Okay. Physical notes or digital notes? One. Say physical notes, you can, right? You can. One notebook should always be there just to scribble, because every time opening the laptop or opening the iPad and then writing, no. Physical books. Say, even though, see, so many pens, right? I have kept one idea book. It is called the idea book, not physical book. So every day I write in that, but then keep it to yourself. Because if in that book, say if I'm angry on someone, bindas means, yeah, recording is going on, but bindas, I do write gali, right? I do write gali. The thing is कि यार अपना अपना मन शांत हो जाए, then नींद अच्छी आती है. You can sleep peacefully. So no worries. But then if someone reads that, अरे यार, he is a doctor and he is writing this, doctor है तो क्या यार, we are not humans, right? So no problem in physical notes. The only thing is that note, right? that should not be going into someone's hand, because then people would start judging you. He writes like this. Right? उसको बोलो कि यार कॉलेज में तो क्या क्या करते थे. Right like this. है ना? So it's like, say, you guys are so decent, right? We were तो very badmash. अच्छा. So कहाँ से हो आप? इंडिया से ही हैं? अच्छा. हाँ. Collection for thank you. The thing is, so digital notes, yes, not bad, right? Because very easy to edit. But physical notes you should really keep. Digital notes, so in any case, I'll be giving to you, right? So, but then reading those digital notes, that even if you got iPad, kuch cheezein means buy the rough papers, right? I used to buy rough papers. They were available in the market, because at that point we were not having that much money to buy even proper full scale books. So those papers, they were coming in kilos, right? So it was like 30 rupee kilo, so many papers. But those papers, they were like, if you just put the drop of ink, it will pass through all the papers, right? They were so low quality. So you have to write it with very light hand with the ball paper, so that you can write it on the opposite side also. So that was the time. But well, now you have got that. That's what I was expecting. Right? That iPad or laptop, which is better for students? I would say laptop. Laptop is good. On top of it, say if you want to make it right, you buy a small Wacom. It is called as the Wacom. Wacom, they are a bit expensive, so you can go for even of the digital pen, right? Digital pads, they are available, right? So that you can write on that, you just scribble on that, and that is what you will be able to see it on the screen. Something what we are doing right now. But say over here to the main laptop on which right now things are going on, it is connected with 4 screens, right? And this is the configuration. It is i9 Black Extreme Edition. It is with 128 GB RAM. It is with 12 GB into 2 graphic display. It is with 8 terabyte of SSD RAID, right? And it is connected with 1, 2, and the 3 big screens, right? All these are the giant screens. And such 3 systems, they are connected over here. And the entire database, that is of 89 terabyte, which is running on 3 NAS stations, Drobo, QNAP, and the Buffalo. These are the big NAS stations through which the data will be coming. So when we'll be conducting the training, let's say I'm teaching you that this is the heart, right? This is the mitral wall, and when the blood is going from, say, left atrium to left ventricle, and as it passes through the stenosed mitral wall, so then when you auscultate, then what type of sound will you hear, right? So for example, when will be this is the stethoscope. I won't tell you that you tell your father to buy this stethoscope, right? No, don't do that, right? But say, for example, this one, right? Say this was gifted to me by one of the organizations. So I don't know whether you can read it. This is a name also engraved on it. Now, this is the world's best stethoscope, right? Which is a digital one, right? And I can connect it with the Bluetooth, and then when I auscultate, you'll be able to hear, right? So similarly, I do have all the conditions, so that you don't have to doubt on yourself that what is given in the book. No, you should be able to hear it effectively. Best time to buy the stethoscope as soon as we start the cardiology. In physiology, when we start the heart, buy it, right? So in that, what would happen? I'll tell you that you listen to your own heart sound. So that way you'll be able to see, your ears will be able to understand the language of the heart. Universities, they don't mind. You can take your laptops. They don't mind. Definitely they won't mind. Why should they? Right? Yes, this lecture is already getting recorded. So you'll get Samsung tablet with so that we can write. Yes, that is a good option. You can go for it. Most of these people are like just done, right, qualified this year. Yeah. Mm, okay. That's a good question. USMLE के बाद नीट नेक्स्ट देना जरूरी है? नो दोस्त, नहीं जरूरी. USMLE, now I'll just talk about these exams. That USMLE is United States Medical Licensing Examination. So this USMLE, once you clear this exam, right, it is coming into step 1, step 2, it is called step 2 CK, and the step 3. Once you complete this, right, you can practice across more than 49 countries, right? You can. So yes, USMLE is very much recognized in India, and if one wishes to, then Indian government definitely welcomes you that yes, you can do practice in India. You don't have to appear for any of the other exam, right? USMLE is that reputed. And yes, I do conduct training, as you asked. Yes, I do conduct training for this USMLE, and many of my students, they are, like, by God's grace, they are into US at a very good post. My best student, right, just recently this year, right, he stood all India rank 1, Jani Gupta. Right? So okay, now some more questions. Harder USMLE or next? Next is like a younger sister of USMLE. USMLE is the top, is the best of the best, right? USMLE is not tough. I would say USMLE is not tough. It is conceptual. They won't be asking you the question, okay, give what are the muscles of the flexor component of the arm. No, they won't ask you such questions. They'll be asking you such questions in which you have to really think, in which you have to really apply some logic, right? So that's why, because one cannot cram the questions, that's why people say USMLE is tough. USMLE is not tough. USMLE is very logical. And next exam, that is getting prepared on the same lines. That is, people should really know the subject well, not like they just cram 500 questions and then they have cleared it, right? So regarding that harder part, right? So I would not say that it is harder, but it is, yes, you need to understand the subject, and that's the reason right from the beginning you have to set a target. And what that target would be, the consistency, what I was telling was that when you complete your second MBBS, right, when you complete your second MBBS, that is the first MBBS, and after you complete your second MBBS, you should be in a position to clear step 1. Because in step 1, pathology, pharmacology, physiology, they are given tremendous importance. And now the importance which has been given to physio, pharmac, and the pathology, so that is what you are learning in first and second year, right? Rest of the subjects, say for example, behavioral science, etc., right? Those are the things which can easily be learned in about a month or so. But these 3 subjects, they will be, the weightage would be almost 70%. So that's why my students, they appear for step 1 after their second MBBS. Then the journey starts for the step 2 CK, clinical knowledge, right? So that is where you have to really work, and then another 2 years, and then you appear for the step 2 CK, right? So by the time when you complete your MBBS, you are already through with this, because step 3 you have to go to USA. So don't worry about in which country are you studying. But the thing is, everywhere, right, wherever you live, there are 24 hours in a day. It is not wastage, right? The time leaks, leakage of time. I would never say the time is wasted when you are watching, say, WhatsApp, right? When you are watching WhatsApp, and then it is like you are sleeping so peacefully, right? and at, let's say, at 10:30 you go to sleep. I go to sleep at 10:30. I wake up every morning at sharp 4 o'clock. At 4:30 I go for running, swimming, and cycling. Right. That, but what happens if at 11 o'clock, yeah, let's say you are reading some book, right? And even 11 o'clock, your phone, right, message comes. You will jump on that phone as if our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called you up and asked that Sanika, should tomorrow, what should we really do when there is a meeting with the Mauritius people, right? So what should be, or yeah, as if the Arab Sheikh is calling you that should we increase the price of this Brent crude or not, right? We jump to the phone with that intensity. So this is the second thing. Now I'm coming to that. First one was that you have to be very punctual. But the second thing is digital sannyas. And this is the most difficult thing. Not more, 2 hours. Right? 22 hours are yours. 2 hours. Because see, that temptation that someone has sent a message and then we feel like, if I don't read the message, what would happen, right? Who knows, that message might be from US, right? Donald Trump might have asked you that what should be my strategy for next election. Yes, these are good things, but it happens like, I'm giving you one example. Let's say, Siddhi, you tell me whether it is true or not, right? I haven't seen you, but what if it happens like you buy a beautiful dress, right, and you go to a party. In that party, 10 people appreciate you. You are looking so good, right? And then some crazy fellow tells, right, or some of your friend, right, if she tells कि सिद्धि तू बड़ी मोटी दिख रही है, and now what would happen? You will say, do hell with these 10 people. उसने मुझे ऐसा बोला, right? And for rest of the night, you won't be able to sleep, right? And it likes that negativity. It hits so hard. It hits so hard. And WhatsApp is full of that. People will keep on giving you gyan, right? It's all. I keep my WhatsApp on silent, and then it is the mass deletion, right? एक साथ 700 message delete. This is true, huh? This is true. There is one group, right? And everyone, whosoever's birthday, right? They'll say happy birthday Rajesh, right? And then happy birthday Rajesh, MMHRD, and all those things that used to happen. One day, I wrote message at 4 o'clock in the morning in that group that happy birthday Sanju, right? And started right from 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, MMHRD, this. At 12 o'clock in the noon, I messaged again. Who is this Sanju? There was no one. See how people are. There was no one. And still people are writing. This is what really happens. Yeah. This is what really happens. Who cares? It is like if someone has written that happy birthday Pratiksha. Okay, my duty, happy birthday Pratiksha. Now who Pratiksha? Pata nahi, right? Haven't met. Likh diya. My responsibility is full, complete. Why to waste such time, right? If genuinely, if there is it, I would definitely put straight away call that person. Ke dost, how are you? 2 minute baat karte hain. Right? So that's the reason why I'm telling you is that instead of Facebook, let's have face to face, right, friends? Small group, but good group. Last year, we planned that yes, we'll be meeting offline, right? But somehow couldn't materialize it because many of them, they are flying to other countries and somehow the timings, they were not didn't match. So we were unable to meet. But well, this time we'll plan out. We'll see that as we progress, right, we'll try to have one offline meet, right? Kahin pe bhi milenge. In any of the city, we'll plan well in advance so that we can really talk, have fun. Okay. So this is the digital sannyas. This is what I want. It would require tremendous guts and courage to do this thing. 2 घंटे फोन को दूर, right? वो कितना भी टूटू टूटू टूटू, whatever it does, no, will not be talking about it, will not pick up, will not read that message. However, definitely will meet. So, what this time would be? Just before you sleep. Just before you go to sleep. Now, there are few intelligent people. They say, okay, sir, what about if we take it after we go to sleep? Right. So, that is also a very intelligent thing. So, before you go to sleep, I really want that all of you should be going into the sleep in its deepest state. Your brain is so relaxed so that next morning when it wakes up, it is ready to absorb finest knowledge. Right. So this is where it would be the foundation of what's called as the sleep learning. Sleep learning. It's a tough word. It's a tough word. Competition would be so high. So this is where this sleep learning is going to help you because it will take you miles ahead as compared to others. So this is one, the digital sannyas, 2 hours, right? Not more, 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours is difficult. How about 1 hour? That easy. What about 30 minutes? This much is sufficient? Possible from today? Possible? Nice. 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 That should be the spirit. That should be the. Say, yes, if you can, my friend, if you can do it for 2 hours, then it is awesome. But what I'm telling is, we don't want to overcommit ourselves. I'll be telling you that, yes, you have to do physical exercise every day. I'll not say that, chalo, from tomorrow you'll be going for, say, squats and 20 squats, 5 sets. No, right? Next morning you won't be able to stand up. But if I say that, yes, you will be sparing 12 minutes a day. Now, when it is say 12 minutes a day, then it is not 11 minutes, right? Ayushi, if 2 hours is possible, you are fantastic, right? Oh, you haven't entered social media yet at any platform. Very nice, very nice. I remember I was on Facebook when I was in US. Maybe it was what 2011. After that, I haven't logged in. Right? Still, there must be, but thousands and thousands of requests and everything must be there. Right? I don't even open up because say what people I met a girl. She in the flight, right? She said, "You are not on Facebook." I said, "No." "You are not on Instagram." I said, "No." I said, "How many messages you post?" She said, "Not more, but about 400." I said, 400 messages a day. And then I was watching as she was sitting in the lounge having coffee, sent, right? And then sipping the coffee. How is the coffee? Sweet, this, that, and then the messages. Now, what's that, right? So we don't have that much time. And it is really very good. I wish if you're not on, say, this social media platform, it is honestly, you are saving yourself from so much of junk, right? So much of junk. Because just one message, right? Just one message, it can spoil your brain. It can straight away destroy your focus. If some of your friend has written something, right? So that particular sentence, what I said, "Kya re, tu moti dikh rahi hai," and then for and don't take it on yourself. I just randomly picked up a name, right? So don't feel bad, right? But yes, definitely, I say that doctor should be the fittest person, because when you are knowing the anatomy so well, when you know anatomy, when you know physiology, right, so well, so then you know that which exercise to do so that your brain, right, it works effectively on that particular muscle group, and you get the result. You get strength as well as you get endurance. In last batch, they said that can we record a physical fitness session? This time we'll definitely do it, right? Last time, I don't know, somehow things were not getting materialized properly, but we'll definitely do it. Regarding the USMLE, well, at this point of time, so we'll be focusing as such. Say, Manthan, we can say that every session is a USMLE session, because what we'll be starting is with physiology. We'll be starting with physiology. Now, physiology, so there is so much of weightage in USMLE, right? And when we say that in USMLE, they'll be asking you conceptual things. They'll not be asking you something which can be crammed, conceptual thing, right? So when conceptual things are asked, yes, that would be helpful, right? So yes, this, and time to time I'll keep on telling you also that, see, this is, whenever I draw a star, that means this question is extremely important, or this concept is extremely important from the concept of USMLE or PLAB or next any of those exams, right? Workout, yes. If I'll show you my house also, because one entire room I got the kettlebells, I got free weights, I got uh, cycle. It is with 27 gears, right? Every Sunday I go for cycling, and yes, proper workout. Oh yes. M1, M2, and M3 license exam in Germany, like in, we'll surely talk about, right? When will the day we'll be discussing about USMLE, PLAB, this Germany, M1, M2, and the exams for Australia. All those things we'll discuss, right? We'll keep one specific day only for those exams, right? Today is just a day one. It is like a brief introduction, and it is just a talk with you and me, right? So this was the second point. And the third point, this third point is vital. Whatever happens, I don't want any excuses. If we are studying any of the specific topic, you ask me 10 times. Even if the lecture has rolled on to 3 hours, right, I'll answer that question. But then next day, when I'm asking you any of the question from that particular topic on, and on that day, if you show me the excuse कि नहीं sir समझ नहीं आया था, so then man, be ready, right? I can speak, I can be very friendly, but at the same time, when it comes to the studies, I can be so harsh. So don't give that chance to me. If there is any doubt, ask 10 times. Be the first to ask, right? कभी ये मत कह रहे ये क्वेश्चन मुझे नहीं समझ आया तो किसी और को भी नहीं आता होगा, right? तो let someone ask. No, I want that you ask straight away. If I do MBBS from Georgia and do MS from US by giving USM, then do I need to give any exam in India after? Nope, nothing. Then go for MS. Do I need to give FMG exam anytime? No, Tanya, you don't have to appear. If you are going for USMLE, then you don't have to give this FMG exam in India, because as such, tell me those, if you clear your USMLE, right, means one should not be money oriented, but what I'm telling you is that when you do USMLE, you have reached to that level, you have cleared 1 2, and now you are working over there. The stipend which you get, that would be so much that within the span of say 8 to 10 months, all the money whatever your parent has spent for your education, you'll be returning that money, right? You'll be returning that money. You earn to that level. I'll tell you about exact earnings also, but yes, it is so phenomenal, so fantastic, right? This FME, the Foreign Medical Graduate Examination. Huh. Yes, once you go over there, you don't get any stipend after completion of your USMLE step 1 and step 2, because in step 1 and step 2, you are in India only or in any of the country. Right? You go to US in step 3, and that is where your stipend would start. FMG is Foreign Medical Graduate Examination, which is currently, but chances are very high. Very soon it will be scraped off. It will be replaced with National Exit Exam. National Exit Exam, whether you are an Indian student, right? Whether you are doing MBBS from India or you are doing it from abroad, there is no difference, right? Both have to appear for this national exit test, both India as well as abroad. So the thing is that you will be in the direct competition. You'll be in the direct competition with those Indian students, right? It is wide open. So that's why the thing is like knowledge is no one's property, right? Yes, that's right, Samriddhi. Can we give USMLE after MBBS from Russia? Sure, you can. Sure, you can. Why not? It is called as the WDOMS, World Directory of Medical Schools. Right? It is called as the WDOMS. So if the college is registered over here, and most of the colleges, they are registered, so you don't have to worry about it. And I'll explain you the entire procedure. Right now it is too early, so don't worry about the how to appear for this USMLE, etc. Just keep this thing in mind. Keep this thing in mind that for USMLE step 1, physiology, right? Physiology is one of the major subject, right? Physiology is one of the major subject. So when we'll start studying the physiology, pay proper attention. In the span of about, say, 3 to 4 months, we'll be completing the entire physiology, right? Normally it takes about 1 year. So what I'll be teaching you next time, that is day after tomorrow, it would be the beginning of, this is what is called as the super reading. As you ask this question that how can you read, how can you do so much in so much of time, this is the secret, the super reading. Super reading is that which increases your reading speed, right? Increases your reading speed as well as comprehension. Comprehension means ability to understand the subject. So that is what is called as the comprehension. You'll be able to increase both these things, right? So this is what you will be taught in that super reading. It's a matter of practice. It's a matter of 21 days of practice. And in none of the day, you'll be practicing more than 22 minutes, maximum 22 minutes. If you can spend more time, wonderful, right? You'll be able to progress still further. Only one warning in this case is you'll never be comparing your speed with anyone else, right? It is like you are fighting with yourself. You will improve. If your speed is say 5 pages an hour, it will definitely be reaching to 10 pages an hour. But if someone is already at 15 pages, yes, he or she might be reaching 25, 30, possible, right? But that's the reason that we'll never be comparing ourselves with anyone. Not only here, at any stage. Everyone is unique, because I always say you are the best, right? You are the best of the best of the best, right? And people say, no, 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 you are not the best, right? They means if I say that you are the best beyond doubt, and I can prove that thing under 1 minute, that you are the best. What really happens is when your father and mother, they conceived, right? This was the egg of the mother, and then there were millions and millions and millions of sperms, they were there. And then there was only one sperm, which was the best, which was the strongest, which survived this entire acidic situation in which many of the sperms died, many of the sperms, they were not mature, many of the sperms, they were weak, many of the sperms, they were not good. Only one sperm, right, it entered and it turned into you. So right from the beginning, you are the best, right? This was the competition, right? You killed all the competition and the best became you. So where is the doubt, right? Why to doubt? Right from the beginning in that competition, you are the winner, right? You are the winner. So in rest of the life also, then why to get disheartened, right? Hua to hua, right? So you are the best. How to remember things? Sure. That would be the answer which you'll be getting in super reading, right? Snehal, everyone, right? As I said, all of you are my kids, right? Don't worry at all. You can write anything on that email address, right? Any problem, anything, do write. Don't worry about it, right? You can always paper pattern. Yeah, don't worry. Paper pattern, how the questions are asked, right? Pomodoro is good, is good. Yeah, if you are following it, it is good with the shape. No, you don't have to do internship in India. Once you have completed your USMLE, right? Then that thing would go as a step 3, and it is in US, not in India. All right. So 3 things, right? What we said, this is like revise that day's topic. This would be my third expectation. Email address I'll give you, right? So the first was that will be very punctual, right? Just right. Let's summarize it over here, right? Over here only we write, right? That you have to be very punctual. Every day will be starting at sharp 10:30, right? I'll be coming, say, minute or 2 minutes before. Can we get stipend after completing USMLE? Sure. Yes, you get it. iPad is good. iPad is good. If you have it, fair enough. Yes, I have read that book. Right? Who Will Cry When You Die? That's right. And yes, will be discussing the sleep learning in detail. In detail, right? We'll be discussing it in detail. Yes, in doing MBBS in Georgia, you can give next exam also, and you can give USMLE also. Right. So these are the 3 expectations from my side. One, you have to be very punctual. This is the digital sannyas. That means keep your phone aside just 30 minutes before you go to sleep. 30 minutes, right? Not more. Just 30 minutes. And then whatever the topic which we discuss, right? You have to revise it properly. So before you go to sleep, you should really understand that topic thoroughly. Any query, right? If after the class you feel like, no, this thing is not very clear, कुछ पूछना बाकी रह गया, don't hesitate in sending a mail, right? Don't hesitate. I'll definitely reply. And if your question is comprising of some theory topic, right? So what I'll do is I make a list. So, and you will see that when we are discussing the topic, so then I might be coming up with that, okay, from the emails, these were the 6 points which were asked, right? And then we'll be discussing it. So it happens like it is then benefit for of everyone, right? Yes, we'll be talking about PLAB. From Thursday onwards, do we have to start making notes? Yes, Tanvi, that would be very nice, right? But as such, initially for this week, instead of making notes, I'll let you know that when to write and what to write, right? I'll be drawing multiple images and drawings, everything, but you don't have to copy it. Right? You don't have to. But I'll tell you that, okay, now this is the thing, this is the keyword, this is the main concept, you write it and then you write it. Right? For Thursday, all you need to do is just one blank fullscape, right? I'll be insisting on blank. When I say blank, that means unruled. वो लाइनों वाला नहीं, right? No. For our entire training, all. If you keep that book, right? There is a book in which it is unruled, right? Unruled, only plain paper, right? So that would be very effective for this super reading. Very effective, because those lines unnecessary, right? They'll be generating the hindrance, and they'll be generating the psychology that, okay, this is an obstruction. So say whatever, how our brain functions, let's say if I start talking like this, right? So this is like a barrier between you and me. Same way, this is what is the negative energy. So we'll discuss all these points. So that's why a blank fullscape book, right? I mean, unruled, no lines, and any three color colored pen. Right? What is the importance? How do we use it? This is something which we'll be doing for all the 19 subjects. Whatever we'll be discussing, it will be in this pattern. Right? What to do if sleep comes while reading? It invariably happens, Sejal. It invariably happens. Right? We feel so sleepy when anything. But do you read suspense novels? Right? Or say, this is like a very sharif question, right? Otherwise, say when we read any of the romantic novels, kabhi neend aati hai, right? Nahi na. So it happens. It is like our brain. Tell me one thing, right? This is now a question to everyone. There was a movie, right? There was a old movie. So many questions. Oh, wait. There are more than dopamine detox. Yes, will be. Email ID. I'll just write it. This is blank book for all subjects. Yes, blank book for all subjects. And sleeping. We'll discuss the sleep part. Yes. Phone number. Beta, don't ask, yaar. Seriously. I don't mind giving, but it happens like I'm unable to answer. And say so email is best. Okay? Really sorry for that. MBBS is hardest and the most stressful. दोस्त, how do you take the stress? उसके ऊपर है ना. Physiology will be started next week से will be starting. हाँ, email address let me write in. This is TILLURMBBS@gmail.com. Oh, you guys are so enthusiastic. 67 emails? Wow. I'll answer all of them. I'll answer all of them. Sure. I'll answer. Yes. Okay. So, right, this is what is needed. 3-colored pen, how to use it, this, that, everything. Right, I'll let you know. So today's lecture was just the beginning. Regarding the recordings, yes, I'll put these things on YouTube also, and I'll share the link also, so that you don't have to worry about. You'll be getting everything whatsoever the support is needed. Just let me know. Right, simple as that in one word. Okay, so we take a break for today, right? And so our now journey has started. So we'll meet day after tomorrow at 10:30. Okay? Sharp 10:30. What we'll be discussing in next lecture? The super reading, right? The next lecture, that would be the super reading. Super reading part 1, super reading part 2, right? This would be in 2 parts. The first part where you will be conditioning your brain. Conditioning your brain is that yes, the subject is so much of information, so much of subject, so much of topics to be studied, and then you have to remember it crisply, right? So this is where we'll be discussing that how can you make yourself so efficient that whatever you read, you'll be able to remember it. Hashiman, it is the same name. How to focus? You'll get the answer over here. How many hours to study? You'll get the answer in this. How to study? Yes, it would be involving how to appear for any of the exam also, right? Don't be confused about anything. No, don't worry. WhatsApp. So if I don't even check it, right? Best is email. Send a mail. I'll definitely answer as early as possible. Right? Maximum time would be 2 days, but most probably though I answer well in advance. Okay. Okay. Yes. But well, there are many other questions. We create error. No worries, no worries. All those things they will be discussed. Everything would be discussed, right? Don't worry. All right. So thank you so much. Right. Thanks a lot. So it was really a pleasure talking to you, all of you, and have a great day ahead. And see you day after tomorrow. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.